Hello, and yeah, I just, no, I feel a bit little, nah. That's the perfect definition of how I feel. Just nah. It is a mix of feels, but I feel fairly good. I'm not a fan of how this camera is angled. There we go. That, this, yeah, that feels better. And yeah, so I'm also not growing this beardish thing, but it looks like I have been like it looks like I have been on some like deserted island for some time now, and especially my hair too. You know, it looks so ruffled, so to speakish. Nah. Yeah. Anyway. So, how are you? Mm, ah. Yeah. It just feels good to talk to somebody, you know? Too bad though, you sit there and can't really, but you can interact, if you comment, but other than that, like, I, I, I don't see your face. I wanna see your face. But yeah, it is. Yeah, right now I had a plan what I wanted to talk about. Otherwise, I could go on and talk about stuff forever. So, yeah, what I want to talk about now was something like, man, it went away. Like the thing I wanted to talk about just disappeared. Like, nope, I'm out of here. Man, what was it? I just had it. Right there, it's back. Yeah, it's back. Uh, yeah, there was this sort of. I just wanted to share, just to get it out in the open. One of my greatest fears is total, utter powerlessness over my own physical body. Like the sensation that no matter how much I try to just move or try to get out of a situation where I feel physically stuck, like, but I'm unable to move or unable to, my body's strength is not enough to get me to move away from that situation. That, like, it terrifies me. Well, not it terrifies me, but if I am to experience that again, it would make me feel like, yeah, it would almost be like, at first I might struggle. Let's let me share what I mean. Growing up as a child, like, I got sat on for yeah, a fair amount of times, but during those few times I was sat upon, I did not have the strength to get away, and especially there were some times my brother sat on me, and I literally panicked because I couldn't breathe, like I couldn't get air into my lungs. That is how. I'm talking about. My brother was 3 years older, so he was, you know, like a bit heavier than me too. Uh, like how old can I have been? Maybe 5, like 6, and he might have been 9 or 10. Um, no, 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 no. Let's see. It's if I am 5 or 6, he is then would be 8 or 9. Yeah, 8 or 9. And I mean, there is a significant weight class, whatever. To that age difference, and when you are like in the 5, maybe in between 4 or 6 ish years, your body is very small, depending on the being growing up, of course. Um, but for me though, as far as I know or have experienced, I was born physically weak. So those few times though in the beginning where he sat on me, like I couldn't get away, and no matter how much I flailed around, like trying to get out, I couldn't. Like it had to be. It stopped when my parents saw that I couldn't get out and I struggled and like in a panicky way. So they just told him to get off, but I couldn't do it. Like I couldn't. This repeated, however, with there was another uh, friend, no, a classmate, and we played around, and no, I'm talking maybe first grade or something, and he sat on me too. I don't know how we like began that, playing around, but as far as I know, I might even have suggested it. That I was going to play as a couch and he was sitting on me. I don't know why I did that, but kids are kids. And so, yeah, so my classmate pretended to, that's a good couch. Let's sit on it. The same thing there. It ended with me just not being able to, have his weight on me. Like, and he was, a regular child's weight too. So it wasn't that. It wasn't that. Just I couldn't, keep that up, and that feeling of or sensation that my I physically did not do anything came back. Like, uh, yeah, that is a thing for me. I don't know. That fear isn't as much there as it once was, but it is a hint of it there. It's like, yeah, when you grow up, when both parents have worked almost all their lives, and my mother's, side is physically strong, like without having to work for it, like, so a few generations back, they have inherited physical strength, which my brother too, inherited. Well, I didn't. Like, I didn't inherit that strength. But my dad have there is an intellect, maybe we could call it that, and that I do have inherited. Like, yeah, that is fiercely like intense with me, and so I have believed there. Right. My mother's side, she is also very sensitive, and she can feel others fairly easily, though she may not know what she's feeling, but she knows she can feel them. and that she is open, that I have also inherited. And with those sort of intellectish and openness ish, um, and with this feeling thing combined, it feels like those two aspects have compensated for my sort of physical or lack of physical strength. This knowing or brainy logical stuff, and the feeling and the sensational, the feeling body-ish wise thing. Like those two things have compensated for this weakness. And whenever I think of gaining muscle or anything work on my body, it feels so. Why? Like, why would I do that? I mean, and then you may say, oh, well, you may look good and you can lift heavy things. And why would I do that? I can pay beings who are strong to do that for me when the time arrives. And so I don't have to fit in to be this sort of movie celebrity, looking good or with muscle or enough muscle to be attractive. I mean the same goes for me. Like in the vice versa. In the body sort of shape we have been programmed to sort of like, because the celebrities in movies often have that sort of women usually have that curvyish look, and the ratios around their bodies are very attractive, and smooth skin and everything. And the men in the movies are often portrayed as these stronger guys. Not always, mind you, but usually they are more seen as capable than the other. I mean, come on, who will watch a movie, watching someone incapable like for 2 hours, like failing again and again? I don't know a movie like that. That would be sort of be depressing. But that's sort of my life in a way, like physically trying to do things but aren't able to. Like whenever I think of sort of going into the society, I can't. Like, not I can't go into the society and be like them. I can't, interact with others and be like them. It does not work that way. And, like, I can't do that for me personally. Like, it would feel very bad for me. And so, the beings I, have to surround myself with has got to have these sort of feeling and sort of mentality or brain side of them, whatever that mental side is called. Man, my head feels very fuzzy. If it isn't that obvious already. Like, but then again, everyone loves society, to have that more stuff and be more popular with more status, power, and money. Like, stop it already. I mean, come on, really? What are you gonna do after you have all of that? When you have all the physical things you desire, a body you admire, like you look, oh, and you have all the status, power, and money you can get, then what? What are you gonna do then? Like, what is it you're going for after you have obtained all of it. Like for me, it's just nothing. Even if I had millions of money, like I wouldn't do that much more. Even if I had status, even if I had all the power, like man, it wouldn't. Obviously, it would change some things, but deep down, like I would feel like I wouldn't do much different than I'm doing now. Like, yeah, that's how I currently feel though. So yeah, who knows if I really had all of those things, I might do things differently. But yeah, who knows? Yeah, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit.